Hi, Sarah again. So, today I am going to teach you how to make a very simple and festive pair of pumpkin earrings. Now let's start with what you're going to need. We will need some Sculpey III polymer clay, orange and green. You can pick this up at a Hobby Lobby or online, and I'll include a link where you can buy some in the description. We'll need a paintbrush, but we're only using it for texturing, and a needle tool, or you could use a toothpick if you have one available. We're not going to be using any glaze this time. It's a little too advanced for our first video, but we will need a butter knife, some earring hooks, some eye hooks, and some jewelry hoops, which you can also pick up at a Hobby Lobby. And lastly, a needle nose plier. So you're going to want to take your first eye hook and your needle nose pliers and wrap the eye hook around the needle nose pliers tightly in a spiral. When it's done, it should look something like this. Next, we're going to take a marble-sized piece of orange polymer clay and wrap it around your spiraled eye hook. You want to smooth all the edges so it has no lines. And when you're done, it should again look like this. Next, we are going to take our needle tool or a toothpick and start putting the lines in for our pumpkin. So you're going to want to first divide it in half and then in 2 quarters, and make sure that the lines go all the way through across the bottom. Now they don't have to be perfectly made because again a pumpkin is in a regular shape, so they don't have to be perfect. You're going to want to split it into 8s eventually so it goes all the way around. And it's really important that the lines go all the way across the bottom because in case the bottom of the earring gets shown, you don't want the lines to not go all the way through. Here, I'm just smoothing those lines out. Want to make sure they look nice and they're pretty deep. This is making sure that they go across the bottom, as I mentioned. And when we're done, it should look a little like this. They don't have to be perfect because a pumpkin isn't perfect. So next we're going to take our paintbrush, or if you have a pen you can do it too, and we're going to gently press into the clay to make some texture on the pumpkin. You want to do all the sides that you can, but try not to push on the lines themselves. We don't want to smush them too bad. Once we finish that, you're going to want to retrace your lines just in case the clay got squished down. We want to make sure those lines are well defined. Next, let's move on to our leaves. So we're going to take some tiny pieces of green polymer clay, and we're going to pinch them to make a point and flatten them out slowly and point both sides. Then I'm going to take our dull knife, such as a butter knife, and cut little edges into the leaf. We're only going to need about 4 because the leaf is too small for any more than that. Make sure that the edges are defined, and then we're going to take it and put it on our pumpkin. Be very careful when you're putting on your pumpkin not to smush it. Just be very ginger. And then take our needle tool or toothpick and redefine those edges once they're on the pumpkin because they may have gotten smushed a little bit. Then we're going to put our veins in. Just a very light line across the leaf on all the parts where it goes out. It should look like that. Repeat this process to make your second leaf. Again, very gingerly put it on. We don't want to smush it. Put our veins in, define the edges. Same process. And it should look like that. Next we're going to work on the spiral piece of the pumpkin. So take a piece of green polymer clay and roll it out into a very thin line. About like that. I have to cut this one in half because it was a little too big. So roll it into a spiral. This part's a little tricky. Just watch what I'm doing. Make a spiral out of it, and again, very gingerly put it on the pumpkin because if you smush the spiral, it will not look right. Attach it, and there is your pumpkin. Preheat the oven to 275. Bake for 15 minutes for every 1/4 inch of clay thickness, and do not touch clay while it is still hot. So now we're going to attach the earring part of our earrings. Take your silver jewelry hoop, run it through the eye hook and also through your earring, and then pinch it shut with your needle nose pliers. Simply repeat this entire video for your second earring, and here is our final product. Once again, thank you for watching and happy crafting.